What's up everybody, it's CJ and I'm back with another Sims 3 Pleasantville renovation video. So today we're going to be furnishing 50 Middle Lane. This is a house it's also in The Sims 2, but it's in this world, of Pleasantville. But this house is completely empty. So I think by default it's 10,000 simoleons, and I was thinking that maybe I could have made it into a starter home. But then I was like, I don't know. I've been doing like a lot of starter homes lately in general, just for like videos and stuff. And I kind of did not want this one to be a starter home if I could help it. So this one is just like a more normal style family home. I forgot how much money it ended up being, but I know for a fact it is not starter home friendly. So this house was completely empty on the inside, so I really didn't have a floor plan to work with. I kind of had to make my own. With that being said, you'll see that some of the rooms are kind of big, so I ended up having this house being a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. But if you wanted to, you could definitely squeeze in more bedrooms, Like, for example, I have this office right here with the archway. If you wanted to, you could definitely, like, make this into, like, a bedroom, or maybe make it into, like, a separate room or something, or a bathroom. So there's a lot of ways you can go about the floor plan, but this is just what I came up with. So style-wise, I wanted something kind of nautical, because it's been, like, a really long time, y'all, since I've done a nautical build in The Sims 3. Well, I mean, I kind of did one in Pleasantville some months ago, but that was more like a fishing lodge. But I haven't really done like a nautical style home in a while, and I kind of want to go back to that, because if you don't know, that's literally what my first ever speed build was. It was like a beach house. I don't know, like for a while on my channel I was just doing a lot of like beach houses and nautical builds and stuff like that, and I used to do like a lot of cabins back in the day as well. So it was kind of nice to be able to like go back to my roots a little bit. But I gotta say, y'all, this house I think turned out so good, especially the landscaping and the front of the house. Like, you'll see it at the end of the video, but like, oh y'all, it turned out so good. But as of now, we're in the living room, so I'm using some of those chairs from the seasons pack. I don't really ever use that couch for anything, and I really don't even use that chair either, but I thought it looked nice in here. I also used a base game recliner. I'm putting a lot of objects from seasons, so we have the lamp, we have the bookshelf, the coffee table, and the end table. The TV is from the 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff pack, and like the story that I have in my mind for this family is that they're like an older couple. So we have like dad, mom, and then they have a son, but he's moved out, he's in university. And the reason why it's all nautical is because like the mom and dad, they used to like sail a lot, like with sailboats, and then of course they wanted to kind of settle down and have a family, so they eventually like moved to the suburbs and bought a house and stuff. And even though they don't really have their boat anymore and they don't really sail anymore, they still kind of kept that nautical vibe with their house. So this house is kind of like in my brain a little bit older. I feel like they probably have been in this neighborhood for a really long time. Also too, like this neighborhood in general, it kind of gives off like those neighborhoods in real life where every house is the exact same on the outside. It's kind of giving that vibe in this neighborhood too, because all these houses are the same style. But I wanted this one to kind of stand out a little bit more. I really cannot wait, y'all, until I get to the Caliente household and Don's house, because oof, their houses need some work. So those are going to be coming kind of soon. I knew that I wanted this house to kind of stand out some, but I also wanted to kind of have some older styles here and there. So like, for example, the kitchen has this really old looking tile on the floor. There's an old wallpaper. There's some old patterns and stuff like that on the other wallpapers in the house. We're using this old table. I used the university chairs, and I've never really used these that much, but they kind of look good with this table, I think. And then also like for the kitchen, that we have like a newer stove and a newer fridge, and that's just because like I'd imagine like over the years the original appliances broke down or they replaced them, so I kind of gave them like a nicer stove and fridge. And then also too, I realized that this kitchen is kind of oddly shaped, and as you saw earlier, I was kind of struggling to place the kitchen table in here, and then I realized that there is no sink in here. So I think it's the sink. It's either from base game. I think it's from base game, or maybe it's from, no, I think that's base game. I used a base game sink in here, and I kind of put it on the other side of the wall. I feel like that's going to be kind of annoying to have your Sims wash dishes there and wash their hands there, but like, it's as best as I could do. Like, I didn't really want to like change the exterior of this house, like, shape wise, so I kind of had to just work with what I got, But honestly, if you wanted to, you could turn this room into the kitchen if you wanted, and maybe have like where the kitchen is now, maybe a bedroom or something, So there's a lot of ways to kind of like go about this build, But moving on, this is going to be the home office space. So I knew that I wanted to have like an office. I don't know why, I just like having offices in The Sims. So I put this really old computer desk. This is the one from the Pets expansion pack. I quite like it. So I wanted to put that in here. I gave them an older computer. I feel like the parents are probably in here every so often. Like, They probably don't be using a computer like that, to be honest, but, you know, if they do need it for something, they have a computer, even if it's very outdated and probably really slow. But hey, they have a computer. I also gave them a really big bookshelf, which I'd imagine they're probably using the bookshelf more than the computer, you know. But we have the big bookshelf from the Pets pack. We also have a little chair in here. I was going to use this one from Island Paradise, but then I was like, maybe I can use the chair version of it because it takes up less space, you know. We have a base game lamp in here, and then I ended up putting a little plant beside the computer desk. And then I wanted to kind of put carpet in here. I was going to have hardwood floor for all the rooms, but I was like, maybe having carpet would look better, and, you know, I can imagine them having carpet in here, you know. And then next up, we move on to the bathroom, and I'm going to be honest, y'all, this bathroom is not my favorite. I think it's way too big, and, like, I didn't really know how to make it small without adding unnecessary rooms to the house, so this bathroom is huge. It's kind of giving like an EA bathroom, which is kind of fitting because this house was made in the style of EA houses. It's a nice callback to the bad EA builds. But at first, I went with this checkered print floor, which I didn't like it. So I ended up swapping it out for the bigger tile, kind of like how the kitchen has. I'm using some of those Bayside countertops. I forgot to mention that earlier. This house does use a little bit of store content. So primarily just the items from the Bayside set. So we have the kitchen countertops in here. I also ended up using the toilet from that set, and it's in this bathroom too. So there's some store content. I believe the stove is also from the Bayside set, so there's a couple things here and there. But if you download this house and you don't have those store content items, it'll just get replaced with something from base game, or it'll probably just not show up, so you can always swap it out, you know. In the kitchen, I used that steering wheel object, and that comes from Barnacle Bay. So if you don't have the world, you know, it'll just be replaced or it'll just be missing, you know. It's nothing like too major that you actually need. So now we go upstairs. So upstairs are where all the bedrooms are. There's 2 bedrooms and another bathroom upstairs. And I didn't really know what to do for this little like hallway section. So I drew a wall out, and then I decided to put like an older couch up against the window. I'm using this really old rug in here. And I'm kind of glad too, because I love that big window that's in the middle of the room. So I ended up keeping it instead of replacing it. Because like earlier you saw, I replaced all the other windows, but I really like this one. The couch fit perfectly underneath it. I put like a little coffee table. I also put like a little sailboat on the end table over there. So yeah, this is more so just like a little walkthrough area. Not too much going on here. I did put a music player just in case you want your Sims to like listen to music or stuff. And then I also put a picture of the compass. I think that's supposed to be a compass. It is from the university pack, so I like to use it in my nautical builds usually, so I kind of put that in here as well. Then from here we move on to the bedrooms. So like I said, the son that the couple had is in university. I feel like he's probably like year 1, year 2 in university, so he hasn't been gone that long, but I'd imagine that he's like really into sports, so he might have gotten like a sports scholarship to university. So for his bedroom, no one is really in here ever, but I'd imagine like if they ever have guests, maybe his room could be like the official guest room, you know. Like when he comes home, it's his bedroom again, but like it's pretty much a guest bedroom or just an empty room now. And then for his bedroom, I kind of went with I don't know, like a muted green kind of color, a little bit of gray, very like muted color scheme in here. I gave him the bed from university. I also gave him like a little mirror. We have a record for a rug. I gave him a base game dresser. I really liked the way that looked, and it was kind of small, so I ended up using it in here. I gave him a lot of posters on the wall, so we have some sports stuff. I gave him a little chair in the corner as well. And then I was like, well, since he's really into sports, why don't I just give him like a football, a baseball, a soccer ball? So he has some of that at the foot of his bed on the floor. I gave him these curtains from the Generations pack. I think they're a little bit tacky because like I used the sports design on it and I'd imagine that these are probably curtains that have always just been up in his room since he was little, and no one ever took them down, so we have some slightly tacky curtains hanging up. And then over here we have the parents' bedroom. So this room is a little bit smaller than the son's bedroom, and I thought about swapping them around, but I really wanted this bedroom to have access to that balcony. And I was like, you know, maybe the parents would want to have that, you know? So I used a bed from the Seasons pack. The nightstand comes from the Island Paradise pack. And then I ended up using the same like seashell lamp that comes with Seasons. The bed has like a really cool design on it. And then I was trying to like figure out what else I could put in this bedroom because it's not that big. So I was looking through the catalog because I really wanted to give them a dresser. I realized that we have that dresser from Generations, and I used to use this like all the time, y'all. I have not used it in a while, but like I love this dresser. I just like how it's kind of tall y'all, and it's also narrow, so you can kind of squeeze it wherever you need to, and I just love it. So now we're outside on the balcony. I didn't want to put too much out here because I didn't want Sims to not be able to route properly. So I put a chair outside. I also put a couple planter boxes just in case, you know, maybe your Sims or maybe the Sims that live here might want to start a garden. And then I did put an outdoor light. And for some reason, y'all, I thought I had already furnished the bathroom upstairs, so I went straight to landscaping, but I found out that I didn't, so you'll see later on that I went back to the bathroom. But for the outside, I think I love the outside the most, y'all. It is so nice out here. So I'm using like the base game fence, and I kind of just sectioned off a little area. So there's a lot of yard space, so if you want to, you can always like put more stuff, you know, here if you want. But for this, I didn't really want to use all the yard space, so I kind of just sectioned off a little space. So we have some plants outside. I used some more of those base game trees, and then I even had like a little driveway, and I put like a little parking space, so that way your Sims will have like a little place to park and stuff. But I just think it looks so nice. I even sectioned off a little area with that low-lying fence from the base game, and I just thought it was so nice, y'all. But yeah, now we go back in the house because for some reason I forgot the bathroom. Like, I don't know what's going on with me lately, y'all. The other day I forgot a toilet in one of the renovations, and now I'm forgetting a whole entire bathroom. Like, I think I'm on a roll. But either way, for the bathroom, it's kind of similar to the bathroom downstairs, but I use a different tub, and then I also use a different toilet in here. I also put some clutter in here too, so we have like a towel hanging up and some little clutter on the counter. But in all, that's pretty much it, y'all, for the entire build. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. I'll leave a link to the build down below as well. But that's all I have for this one, y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!